Sweet, so we're starting our league match on the new and improved KGS with sound. And we're off. Okay, so let's do the Chinese along the top. Let's see what he does. He could sound run say at K4, he could approach at either D13, D14, R14, even O17 sometimes, even E17 sometimes for that matter. He's taking it nice and slow. Our opponent's name is Worthless, but he actually seems to be quite good. Earlier this year his rank was 3 Dan. I'm not sure what caused that giant drop. Okay, so he's actually enclosing his corner instead of approaching ours. That's interesting. Something like K3 is certainly a possibility here. It would certainly be the standard move if these two were both shifted down a line. As it is, I'm just going to develop the right side. His corner here is still invadable, it's still dealable. Okay, so he goes for the high pincer. This one has a lot of options, one of which is just to double approach here. If Q9 was at Q8, this would be very bad, but as it is, after O3 Q6, and Q7, it's okay. So this is doable. He could also play R5, he could also play O4. Actually, I quite like O4 here for him. It keeps the two stones separated while putting... I feel like, okay, if he plays Q6, it's putting a lot of pressure on R6, but almost nothing on O3. And it's almost as if his stones are over-concentrated on the Q file. Whereas if he plays here, he's putting pressure on O4 and also indirectly putting pressure on R6. After like N4, O5, K3. Okay, but he does just go for Q6 instead. That's fine with us. Okay, what are our options here? We could invade R3, probably go R5, Q3, which isn't bad. I don't think that's terrible. I could play Q7, but then he probably goes R5. You know, that would be okay. R5, P6 connect, R7. That's got to be better for black. So, and if he just goes P6, R5, R4, R8. That seems okay. Okay. Just going along with our plan. If I go R8, then if he plays P7, I can make life with R9 for sure, make him do Q10, and then I still have sort of the Q5 cut available. Whereas if he protects that with like P4 or O4, then I can cut Q9 off with P7. So I have a reasonable option no matter what he chooses to do. He could also just play something like P3 or P4 right now, or even M3. In which case I'm happy to just take R4, R8. Maybe even go down as far as R3. No, R3 is not safe. R4 is though. Our opponent is playing quite slowly. Okay, so he's going to go for P3. It's an interesting choice. So I could play O4 right now. Kind of make Miai out of Q5 and R4. Still leave R8 open. R8's not really... Okay, sure. If he goes K3, I have the cut right away. Otherwise, if we settle this amicably, as with the previous variation, then it comes out to the same thing as if we had played this in that order, and then he'd played P3. Then I'd probably go O4, K3. So this seems fine. Okay, so he's going with the very conservative way to fix this cut. So I obviously want to play R8, but I don't have to do it right away. I can play R4, maybe let's try that again. Maybe even S3 right now, instead of waiting. Stay. There we go. No, probably not S3, but definitely R4. Actually, if I play R4 and he responds with R3, then I don't even need to play R8 per se. I can go up to here, for instance, or here, one of these, and the cut at R7 doesn't work. That's true even right now. But it's just easier to make ice space after R4, in case he just plays like R8, forces the connection, and then, you know, nets me in here. Then with these three, S3, I have a pretty good shot, I think, at just making two eyes out, right? So I think we're good. So far this game is going fine. I don't think that white's result here in the corner is very good for white. Okay, so he does go for R3. So expected. Whoops. Oh my god, I nearly click out here. So now the question, do I play somewhere here to put pressure on Q9? I really don't want him to play P7, because A, it's Sente, and B, it solves all his problems here. I think I'd rather play something like this, threatening 06. Then when he plays 06, then I play like K3. Yeah, this is fine. Even, what about the Hane? If he Hanes at 07, can I play K3? Oh, wow, he's going for this right now. Oh, of course, of course. Well, that was a misread. I can't simply play R8, S8, because S5 doesn't leave me with enough liberties. But I think this kind of allows me to do it anyway. Because after, let's say he just plays R2, then can I do it? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, then I can do it. So we're still okay here. And if he plays S2 Atari, then connect at S4, then if he plays R8, I'm kind of okay with just playing T2 and capturing the corner and letting him have these as a target, or even just sacrificing them, still grab K3. Okay, so R7 looks terrifying, but I think it's actually okay because of S3. I think. It's also entirely possible that I'm misreading a tactic. And the truth is, if he plays something like R8, he's kind of in trouble after 06. Like, he is by no means alive in the corner. Especially not after 06. 06 is a huge move for black. I'd even be okay with 06, he cuts at 07, I play N6 and let him capture with 08. And then just play K4. Like, that is beautiful shape. The corner would still be safe because I would only play that. Okay, cool. So I can do this now and then 06. How is this not just really good? Okay, what if he plays 06, or 07 rather, in response to R2? Then I just capture and keep the corner. I can't just do this, right? Because after R2, S2, S6, S4, I might even be able to just grab 06 right now, but no, probably not because of 07. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do R2 first. Play 06, threaten some kind of P2 connection underneath. I still have Aji around S8 if he does the whole S5, S6, S5, T5 kind of maneuver. He's gonna have issues around R8. It's not like a slam dunk like, oh, he can't do it because of R8, but it's Aji that definitely comes in handy. Definitely gonna come in handy. Okay, he does go for the immediate cut. If I care about... Okay, so I could just do what I said I was gonna do. Play N6, let him capture with 08, play K4, and then how certain am I that, like, S4 doesn't kill? I might have to do this instead of 04. Sorry, instead of 07, 06. Instead of N6. Just to remove the liberty so that P2 threatens the connection. This is a really interesting tactical situation. If I want to get out here, I have to play here and let him grab O5 and push out to N5, which I don't want to do. So if I play P5 and then he plays P8, then I play P2, he plays K3 at that point, and we're no longer happy. Okay, what if we play in 6, we're still vulnerable to K4. The problem is we want to end it in Sente. So what if he plays O8 and then we immediately grab K4? Good evening, Thomas Patterson. So if we just play P5, he plays O8, and then we play K4, K3, that's super ambitious. And then he plays either Q2, or something like S5 or S6. Okay, let's say Q2. I'm not worried about S6 I am kind of worried about. S4, Q2, R1. No, then I'd be fine. I'd be fine in that situation. Okay, so N608, K4, Q2, R1, Q1, no. Yeah, I'm worried I'm just dead if I don't grab P2. I could just give up R4, live in the corner, but give up R4. I mean, it's only worth like 6 to 8 points. That might not be a bad idea. In exchange for N6, K4, like that's certainly worth at least 10 or 15 points. And more if I get F3 as well. Let's try it. I'm totally willing for him to play O8. Well, not willing, he's obviously going to play O8. Or maybe P8, same thing, but actually O8 is better than P8. Either way, my next move is the big juncture, and I think I'm settled on K3, K4. Letting him grab Q2, playing S1, and just hoping for the best. Q2, S1, Q1, R1, T2. T3, T5, dead. An even wider extension like J4. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. When I say K3, K4, I'm just ballparking it. Once I see how he responds, I'll think about in more detail exactly how far the extension has to be. Like I'll probably, okay, so he's going for that. I think that's a mistake. I think he really should have played O8 because now I get this in Sente. And that certainly enables me to go as far as J4. So that's one of the reasons why I wasn't really committed to any particular move along the bottom side, because it depends on if I get N7 or not. It looks like I do, so now I'm totally willing to go as far as J4, maybe even further. No, I think J4 is fine. It works the best with F3. It's super secure. He's not going to jump in at L4 or anything. So, okay, now let's just deal with this. That's all we have to do. So my thinking is S1. If I get S1, he plays S4, and then T2, I'm certainly alive. In Sente even. Well, I mean, the corner's alive. R4 is dead, that's okay. If I play S2... I could make a ko for sure with T2, but I don't think I need to. So S1, Q1. Yeah, if he goes Q1, then I just go S6 and I'm alive. If he goes T2, S2. No, if he goes T2, T3, no, T2 is a problem, right? T2. Okay, I may have underestimated T2 here. If he goes T2, I can't just do S6 because of S2. What about R1? R1, T2, S2. T1 and then S6 and we're fine. Anything else, then I just play T1, force him to capture, then T3 and we're fine. If he just goes Q1, then we go T2, he has to play S1. We run into the same sort of issue. I feel like this is the sort of tactic I should just know. Somehow I don't. R1, Q1, T2. Okay, what about R1, Q1, S1? Then T2. None of that is working. It's not good. What about just straightforward S2 here? Then if he plays S6, yeah, this works actually. The simplest move works. S2, if he plays S6, we just do the Q1, R1. Wait, no, but that's not Sente. So S2, S2, S6. T5. Okay, I probably should have read this out more carefully before I played. I might have no choice but to go for the ko. Which is not a very winnable ko. Oh man, I might have just screwed this game up already. Can I make a ko with q1? q1, s2, s1. Yeah, I can, but it's still a ko that he takes first and I have 0 ko threats, so it's the same thing as playing t2. S1, T2. T3. Yeah, I think I just screwed this up. I screwed this game up. Alright, well, I think we're dead. So let's just try to find the variation that's the hardest for him to read out so that he hopefully screws it up. And I think the hardest one to read out is just S2, I guess. I don't know, none of them, in hindsight, none of them seem that hard to read out, but I didn't see it originally, so maybe he won't see it now. Plus, we wasted a good, like, 8 minutes on that move alone that doesn't even work, so we're not in good shape. Not in the greatest shape. I don't mean that literally. In terms of actual shape, our shape is actually quite nice. But figuratively, we're in bad shape. Well, he's thinking too, so I don't know if he's thinking like, what is this guy smoking? Or if he's legitimately trying to find a way to kill here. Okay. T4 is not one of the moves I considered. That probably just means that there's a bunch of delightful ways to kill us. Yeah, that seems to be the case. T5 isn't gonna cut it. If only we had a stone at O2 or something already, then we'd have some action, but okay, so if I go S4, he has to go T5. And after T3, even if he does erroneously think that T3 is Sente and he connects, I'm still dead. I'm dead even with like a free move here. I can't even like co-threat to live here. Well, no, I could. Just T1 first, but... Not good. Okay, what is he least likely to figure out? S5, T5, T3. Whatever, nothing works. I'm just gonna play some variation and hope he screws up. So if I just grab F3, how many points behind am I? That's a good question. Not enough to resign, probably. It's hard to say how many points, because like it's a complete mystery how many points you can actually get from a Chinese opening, right? Like, depending on the variation he chooses, it could be anywhere from nothing to like 80. So it's impossible to count points this early on in the game. But this corner plus the prisoners in exchange for even F3, J4 in this wall is not favorable. He's not falling for it. Yeah, if I go here, he goes T5. He doesn't even need to play anything. Alright. I'm gonna Tanuki. And see if we can swindle points out of him somewhere else, but this game's basically lost. He snaps off O2 immediately. I don't think he needed to. Sure. Yeah, that's true. A ko. This is a source of many co-threats. Without a mind, I probably shouldn't have even played as many moves in here as I did. I was just hoping for a swindle. Yeah, so the mistake here was I shouldn't have played J4. I should have done the variation with P5, P2. It's a lot smaller. I don't get the beautiful J4. I don't get, you know, this beautiful shape here, but I get to live in the corner. I probably also get to keep more Aji. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so he's breaking in there. I'm actually tempted to just play P18. Make use of J17 here. If he goes for R14, yeah, then I'm happy to play this variation out, where he now goes P14, O15. This seems okay. Seems to threaten some large-scale territory at the top. I'm not going to win this game by playing like reasonable variations, right? I treat this almost as like a handicap game at this point. Okay. Well, this seems like the kind of move that gives me opportunities. It's a very all or nothing move, like he's treating O17 kind of heavy. So if I go O14, that brings benefits around Q12 later. So if I go here, he probably goes N16. I can cap at N14. If he plays N14 right away, I can just play N16 and cut. So he plays N16, I play N14. He has to jump out to L15, and now we're fighting like in my sphere of influence. So that's promising. It's nothing to get too excited about yet, but if he plays N14, do I N16 right away, or do I bait him? Oh, okay, sure. Still works. K15 first. So K16, N14, N16. Yeah, that works. So yeah, these three stones, he's treating them way too heavy. He should be hopping on out, not caring too much about O17. This is looking good. Well, better. It's looking better. Okay, so he did go for n14, and my plan then is just n16. What about here first? If he plays n16, n13 is fine. There's a lot of options here. No, I feel like n16 is indispensable here. Has to happen. n16, o16, m16. Then if he pushes me up at l16, I'm threatening to connect out to k15, so he has to keep pushing down. So far, so good. Still fine. He has to connect at p16. I don't think I have to worry about q17. I do want to worry about this, though. Threatening to connect underneath at o18. So he has to play o18, m18, then q18, r17. I should be able to live here. Or turn it into that ko I need. I think I'm happy if he plays m18 here. Okay, he doesn't play m18. Sure, but this is still Sente. And now r17 is even safer. Right? Or, well, what if he plays... Okay, no, he's just gonna go for that anyway. That's fine. Right? Like, he can't go r17 here. He has to go q17. So now Atari here... No, sorry, it's not Atari. Okay, if I go here and he goes r18, and then I play o19... What happens there? q17, r18, o19. Atari connect, Atari connect. Yeah, I think that works. So instead he has to play p17, r18, capture, and then live with like s17 or something. Okay, let's just make sure I'm not misreading again. No, I don't think I am misreading. I think this works. If I am misreading, then this game's unwinnable. Time to find out. I think I did misread. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. So if he goes just Q15 here, it's my best resistance, S17. It's a pretty good resistance. Okay, if I go here and he captures a P19, I'm going to target P14, break out with S14. That would be fine. So instead, he connects a P14, I play P19, and then he plays S15. And then he captures me with R16 test G. Yeah, Q15 was more for me. But yeah, S16 here. S16, S15. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. I think I misread again. It's just not our day. Whatever. Let's just hope once again that he screws up and then watch him not screw up and then resign. Whoa, sorry. Nearly fell out of my chair. Sure. I don't think that's gonna matter much. It's not like we're in any shortage of liberties on this side. Okay, so he's so confident he doesn't even think he needs a move here. Or he's just willing to trade the corner for O12. Which might be quite rational. It's like I have to assume that after if I just play O12 here. Okay, I'm just gonna, like, I have to go big at this point. I'm gonna play O12 here. Hope that he commits more moves there. Exactly. I'm just gonna hope he ends this sequence and go to. I'm willing to let him get a line all the way down to n8. I still feel pretty confident that I can not necessarily kill this, but profit from this, and then also grab like s17, which I think might be a way to live up there. This also affords me good invasion points at like R11, for instance. So I'm not unhappy. I obviously can't hunt at any point here. I have to just get myself driven into 08 and then connect at n8. I know, right? This is not a very common position. Okay, so he plays for k13. I think I have to cash in now and grab this or something like it. Do I play q15 first? q15, boom, boom, boom. And he kind of has to, and then I can play a 17, 18, boom, boom. I don't know if this works, but I'm pretty sure nothing else could possibly work, so kind of have to go for it. Okay, this is crazy, but can I just do this? No, of course I can't. So I'm gonna do this. No, just this. I'm already starting to kind of read out that this isn't gonna work. Actually, can I play s18 instead of s17? Okay, let's think about this. S18, S17. R19. It's kind of interesting. If he goes Q19 right away, then connect. That's definitely good. Oh, that's why he did that. Okay, so he's going to be able to break these two out. Now I understand why he did the on19 throw in. Wow, this guy's really good if he's thinking that far ahead. My question at this point is how he fell back down here. Like, he's playing like he belongs up here so far. I don't know what happened here. What happened here? This guy seems really good if that's the reason why he played M19 so long ago. Okay, let's assume the best case scenario, I get that corner. Then the game's still going okay. It becomes about profitably attacking the giant N13 group and probably play like D10 to put some pressure on. Yeah, K13 also, not biased, makes a good point. K13 prevents me from just playing M15, right? Because now if I just do M15, then L15, M14, L14, and then M12. But it's easier for me to ascribe that to coincidence because L13 is just a good move generally. But N19 doesn't really make any sense unless you consider it that way. Okay, so now we've got to make sure we got our tactic read out properly. So, okay, can I do R19? Probably not. R19, R17, T17. The problem is that he then plays Q18 and Sente. So how about this? If he follows up with S19, then T18, T17, R19. Okay, what about R19, R17, Q19? He connects at R17. I can play T17. I think it's the only thing that has a chance of working. If I play R17, the problem is S19, T18, T17. Normally, in that shape, you can play R19 and still win, but the problem is that Q19 is Atari. So... Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, the problem is that he can ignore Q19, just capture at T19. Then I can't simply capture it. I can't simply fill in at Q19 because it's... Okay, so this is probably our last few moves here. I agree with not biased. And the problem is with every move, the slightly less bad things start to look badder and badder. So his best move here, I think, is R17. The only follow-up that doesn't immediately lose is Q19, T18, S19, T15. I don't know. I don't have enough properties. Let's just let him play it out, and then we'll probably resign. S19 for who? S19 for black instead of RA19, or S19 for white right now? I'm mildly encouraged by the amount of time he's taking here. Oh, white. Okay, so S19 right now. So if he plays S19 right now, yeah, you're probably right. S19, T18. Yeah, it comes out to the exact same thing as playing the other move order. Just a different move order. I think it comes out to the same thing. It's the same situation where normally it wouldn't work, but because of the shortage of liberties here, like if N19 was filled in, I'd have at least two different ways to live here. But because he played that the way he did, I don't have that. I am encouraged by the time he's using. This is great. S19, T19, T17 though. No. Actually, I'm starting to think S19 doesn't work. Or that it leads to a ko. No. S19, T19 connect. I die way too much in corners. No, I think white's really good actually. Okay, so he did play R17, which is the move I was most terrified of. I think we had decided that the only thing that works here is Q19. And by works, I mean doesn't immediately fail. Okay. So if I just play S18, he goes T14, I go T15. connect. Yeah, that dies. T18, T17 connect. That could actually be a Seki. If I go here, he connects at T18. Or, sorry, T17. Then I can kill with T15. If he plays T18, I connect at S19. Sorry, S19. That's a ko. Could that be a ko? What am I missing? I am, of course, missing the most obvious move. Yep, that's that. That was bad. That was really bad. I got outplayed pretty much every spot on the board. I feel like I could play this guy 10 times and probably lose like 9 out of them, at least. Yeah, that was not gonna end well. So, let me view offline here. So if I just did like this here, this lives for sure. Although it does let him do that, and I don't have K4. So this would have still been far from ideal, but that's not a real move. Far from ideal, but he says that was scary. He says that was scary. I thought killing the corner would be enough, but then black wound up with too much thickness to the outside. I think he's referring to like killing this corner and then the thickness here. Yeah, but then I screwed it up anyway. So what's the real answer here? Like, where did I screw up? Probably like if I just done this, but then this. If I go here and he goes there. How's this? Like, this is okay, right? It's probably what I should have gone for. Let me update the record. Oh, he's going over variations. Is the corner alive here? He seems to think that S17 instead of S18. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's right. So I definitely got too fancy with S18. S17 is a move. S17 is the main move I was considering, but then yeah. Yeah, clearly alive. So S17 was the main move we were considering, but then I thought I saw something with S18 and I got fancy, and that was the mistake there. So yeah, maybe it was recoverable even as late as that. He's saying I wanted to defend the corner here. Yeah, so he wanted to play S16 to save the corner, but he was worried that after N13 I was getting too much thickness. And that's probably true. Yeah, he says I felt this was too big for black. To answer Callie, I agree. Like that was that was why I thought that this was a mistake. But I guess it was too greedy. What if I just done that there? Like, why did this enable that? It actually lowers my liberties, right? So this exchange was not good here. If I was gonna do this anyway, I should have just done it right here. Then if he goes there, there, and we're fine, right? Like if he has K3, I get 06. And this is one okay variation. And if he goes 06, I grab K4 here, let him do that. So this, either of these would have been fine as well.